Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hello, and welcome to the Ticket Stub, your favorite place for movie news and reviews. We broadcast live every Thursday at noon on 104.5 and 106.1 from beautiful Conroe, Texas. Although this week we're coming to you on a Wednesday because it is Thanksgiving on Thursday, and we know that you want to listen to us before the holidays, maybe while you're traveling, or maybe while you're trying to avoid a little time with family. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook, the Ticket Stub, at the _Ticket Stub, and we are sponsored by the Grand Theater and Amstar. You can visit irlonestar.com for information about the show and sponsorships, or you can give us a call at 936-647-3776 and leave a message, and we'll play it on the air. Please don't forget to review us. Leave us a 5-star review. My name is Connor. I'm one of the hosts of the show, joined in studio, as always, by Chris Appel. How you doing, sir?
I am sore.
Why is that?
Because I fell when I was running today.
Just tripped?
My leg just totally gave out, and I took a header. I don't know what happened.
Did you scrape? You appear to be okay.
Well, yeah, it hurt. I hurt my neck pretty good.
God, you're getting old, man.
Yeah, I know. I think I am, yeah.
Sorry, bud. That sucks.
Yeah.
Dick, you having a better day or what?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, we got a great show. We're glad to be here on the holiday week. We've got a couple of things. We got one big thing that we're super excited about here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to be talking with Cassie Doyle, who has written 2 movies that are going to be playing on Lifetime over the Christmas season. Also, we are going to be doing some movie news. Got a couple Thanksgiving-related things coming up that we want to talk about in the world of movies. And at the end of the show, we're going to be doing top 3. We're going to talk about the TV casts that should be starring in a Christmas movie.
I am very excited about this.
Oh, you are?
I actually read what you sent to me on
actually-
the emails.
Wow. This is a Thanksgiving miracle.
This is the first.
I completely dropped everything I was doing, and I go, oh, okay, I'll do this.
This is a Thanksgiving miracle. Well, it's inspired by one of the movies that Cassie has written called A Christmas Contract, which we're going to be talking about a lot more here in a few minutes.
I'm going to tell you I'm very excited about this interview.
Good.
You know, last year, we found out that I do enjoy these kind of movies.
This is your wheelhouse.
And the fact that we're having a writer of it is probably, from the source, I get to know how these things are created.
Because that's been your question forever, is like, how does all this stuff happen?
Like,
so,
I just don't, it's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, you love it, man. And so we'll get to...
She's my channel, too. To Chris's channel.
Oh, yeah.
What does that even mean? Oh, the news.
Yeah,
he loves the news.
Yeah,
and you
I'm
love
obsessed with that channel.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? But anyways, the movie
Keep
Christmas
up, man.
Contract is starring many of the cast members from the show One Tree Hill. So that has inspired us to do a top 3 list of TV shows that we would like to see the cast be in a Lifetime Christmas movie. So we'll do that a little later on in the show. And so we just want to go ahead and let's get right into it. We've got Cassie on the line. We've got it all queued up to go. So Cassie, can you hear us? Are you there?
I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
We can. So thankful to have you on the show with us today. Thank you. So we just want to hop right into it. Just, you've written 2 Lifetime movies, Christmas Contract and A Christmas in Tennessee. If you hear any noise, they are currently tearing down all of the buildings surrounding us, apparently. They waited until today to do that. But Cassie, how did you get started writing? Is that what you always wanted to do? I mean, you've written these 2 movies. How did all that come to be?
Yeah, I think from an early age, I've always been interested in film. Looking back now as an adult, I didn't realize how maybe weird it was. I saved up all my money for a really long time and bought a video camera when I was like in 5th grade. And I didn't realize that was weird until my dad told the story like many years later that I had just like literally pinched pennies for years just because I wanted a video camera so badly. And started making movies and stuff. And then in high school, I quickly realized that I was not a novelist because I wrote a novel and it's terrible. And
how can we get our hands on that? That would be
oh God, you don't want it. You don't want that. It's full of 16-year-old angst.
You didn't follow the plot list?
So the plot list. The problem is the novel was basically just like pretty, simple direction and dialogue, which is basically a screenplay. So that's how I started writing for, movies and stuff like that. And I majored in college, and it's just always been what I liked.
Okay, so you went to school for, that's what I didn't know anything about your background. So you went to school to be a writer. I mean, this is what you've been wanting to do. No, on your, I believe on your IMDb, these two movies are these your first two credits that you've?
They are.
Well, how
Yay, it's
exciting
so
is
exciting.
that? I know how.
It's really exciting.
So how did you get connected with Life? Did you write these on spec and send them in, or did they find you and commission you to do this?
I wrote them on spec and submitted them. I am a firm believer that, especially as a new writer, you can't just submit a treatment. A lot of times seasoned writers will go and they'll submit an idea or a treatment, and then they'll get commissioned to write it. But as a new writer, you have to prove that you know how to write a movie. So I wrote two.
Definitely.
Well, with that in mind, did you write these in the intention of being on a Lifetime or Hallmark type channel, or was this something that whoever picked it up, you're kind of like, okay, I'll go with it?
Absolutely. I wanted it to be on Lifetime. I like Lifetime Christmas movies. I like Hallmarks as well, but Lifetimes, I think I really respect the diversity that you showcase in their movies, and it just like stands out to me. They also have a lot of fun, as you can see, a lot of fun TV reunion type things. There's all sorts of movies like that. So yeah, for Lifetime for sure.
I was waiting for the Lifetime drama to get interjected in this movie, like, the crazy doctor who's been murdering the whole town.
That would have been a turn.
It never
man.
happened.
No, yeah.
I think the Christmas maybe stays a little more positive, or do they sometimes go dark?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Well, that's what makes Hallmark so bad, in my opinion, because it's always too safe.
Yeah.
And this movie had a little bit better reception when you're watching it, because you really didn't know where it was going to go. But then again, like, there wasn't like a crazy doctor.
You can add, that's what's good too. It's like, it can be a little bit more dramatic. There's a scene in the movie where, spoiler alert, there's some crying and there's some drama. And so that's another thing that's really fun, is there can be some real life problems.
I don't think it's a spoiler to say in a Lifetime Christmas movie that there's some crying. I think that's probably that's probably par for the course. So you had these two movies. The Christmas Contract, which the three of us have all seen because you were able to get that to us and appreciate that.
And it premieres when?
Tomorrow. No, Cassie, what time is it coming out tomorrow?
Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah, so 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central.
Okay, so everybody make sure you tune into that. It'll be perfect. You'll be in your turkey coma at that point. Actually, you'll be emerging from the post-turkey nap, and you'll be looking for something to consume and in the media realm. And so
Get you in the holiday spirit.
That's right, and this will definitely do it. No, it has the cast of One Tree Hill on the Christmas, or a lot of the cast. Now, I never watched One Tree Hill, so that was cool, but not something that really meant a whole lot to me. When you wrote this, was that even a thought in your mind, or did they just pick movies that they think would be a good fit for these other casts?
I mean, a lot of that has to do with producer relationships. So the producer of this movie, Daniel Lewis, he produced another movie with Hillary Burton, another Christmas movie called Christmas on the Bayou. It's super, I don't know if you'd say famous, but very highly rated and highly regarded Lifetime movie from 2012. And Hillary is so great. So they've just been friends for a long time, and they've worked on a couple projects together. So I think she wanted to do another one. And of course, the network loves her, and she's so talented. And I think she just had a baby. So she was like, hold on, give me like a few months, and then let's shoot it. So that's where that stemmed from. And then she kind of got all of her buddies on board, is how that worked.
So
I am
actually recruited. Okay.
Yeah, kind of. Well, it was like, hey, like, who do you want to play? A lot of times the leading ladies are the anchors in these Lifetime and Hallmark movies, and so you start with them as your casting. So you start with Hillary, and then you go, all right, what do you think? What's your opinion? We think X, Y, and Z, and she's like, yes, great, Buckley, yes, my best friend Daniil, like, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. So that's how it evolved.
Great. Well, so for you, what was it like to be a writer who's, loved movies, loved writing, all that stuff for your whole life? Like you said, this was kind of your first big break into screenwriting, and to see that the words on the page that you'd put together, see it coming out of the mouths of some of these, there's several very famous actors and actresses in this. What's that like to, I guess, see it come to fruition from the stage where you were probably just like in your apartment writing on a laptop, and all of a sudden there's actors giving these lines on set, in a production?
Oh, very surreal. It's really cool. I mean, there's nothing else I think you could say other than, like, it's so weird when something's in your head for quite a while, because I wrote this over a year ago, and then to see it actually play out and see everything, on the screen, and all the funny moments that you thought would work, and then it's like, oh my gosh, like Robert Buckley is hysterical. So yeah, it's the coolest thing. And then also just like literally seeing like the title card written by was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I
Definitely Instagrammed it.
That's a pretty short turnaround. Like you said, a little over a year ago, and to get that into production, so it must have moved pretty quickly. Like, can you tell me, like, from the time you submitted it to the time you got the deal, how long was that?
So yeah, it is a tight timeline, which is another reason why these movies are really great and why I wanted to start my career doing stuff like this, because of that tight turnaround. Just logically, it's smart because a lot of writers get options things and it takes forever. So I submitted them last October and they were greenlit in January.
Wow.
And then A Christmas in Tennessee was filmed in March, which is crazy.
Wow, yeah.
And so that was a really tight turnaround. And then, because you're doing revisions as well with the network. And then contracts filmed in June.
So so you were on set, or at least or being kind of brought in over email or whatever to help do script revisions and update things as the production went on?
Yeah, so most of your revisions are done before prep and during prep. So there isn't too much. It kind of really depends on your director.
Okay.
I worked with Gary Yates for A Christmas in Tennessee, who's amazing. I really enjoyed working with him. He's an incredible director. And he's also a writer, so he brought me in on everything. He like tore the script to pieces in the best way possible. And so I was carrying around my laptop with me wherever I went, because I never knew when I would get a text from Gary to say, let's change this, or like, let's work on this, or something like that. But a lot of times the revisions are network creative notes, and then you just go into like when you're in prep, it's just literally small things like, oh, we can't get this location, we're doing this scene in this location instead, and then you have to change it and involve it like that.
Yeah, speaking of the locations and stuff, you had mentioned when we were talking before the show that this was set and filmed in your hometown. Is that correct?
Yeah, Lafayette.
Okay, so you're from
Go Cajuns.
So you're from Lafayette, and so
yeah, born and raised.
You wrote it that way. Was there any point where they tried to talk you out of Lafayette as a setting, or were they all in on that from the beginning?
I really sold them on. So the producer of that movie, Daniel Lewis, he makes movies down in Louisiana. So that was sort of my goal, is I want to make a very authentic Louisiana Christmas movie. And I knew I could give it to Daniel, and the network could give it to Daniel, and we can make a good movie down there. But he lives close to New Orleans, and that's usually where they shoot. So Lafayette, for those who don't know, Lafayette's like a couple hours away. But I wrote this like festival or Christmas market into the script with the idea of using a very specific location that's found in Lafayette. So I was hoping that they would use that. Mm-hmm. And when the producer was location scouting, he texted me and he's like, "Where should I go? I'm in Lafayette. Like, let me know where I should go." And I told him to go to Acadiana Village, which is where it was filmed. And he fell in love. And he's like, "This is the most beautiful place." They have this amazing Christmas lights festival thing that goes on, and he was sold. So he's like, "All right, we have to film it here."
One thing that I was amazed, since you said it was filmed in June in the Deep South, and nobody was sweating. Like, you couldn't even tell. I mean, it really seemed, like it was in December. So that's pretty amazing when they do that. But it must have been extremely hot down there.
Oh, my God, it was so hot. And I was visiting on set, and I couldn't help but complain constantly. The actors, they're such professionals. Like, they're super nice and, like, super chill. I mean, I feel like if I was on camera and it was, 90 degrees out, I would be a diva about, like, I need air conditioning, I need a fan. Like, but they're just, like, so chill, so professional, and crazy good at their jobs. So no complaints heard from them.
Yeah, and they're all wearing long sleeves and jackets and everything.
Flannel shirts,
And every other scene included hot chocolate as well, which I'm assuming was not hot chocolate. I can't imagine how
it's unreal. I don't know how they do it. Especially when, like, the crew is, like, in sandals and shorts, and you're like, you feel so bad for the actors. They're troopers for sure.
That's great. And so, again, the Christmas contract specifically had the cast of One Tree Hill, or a lot of the cast of One Tree Hill, several famous people. But were you a fan of One Tree Hill growing up? Like, was that a cool thing for you, or was that just kind of, these are great actors, and it was a good experience?
I love One Tree Hill, so yeah. that was a big deal. I was like, so many of the fun little. There's a cameo too. I don't know if you guys, if you didn't watch the show, you wouldn't see it, but there's a cameo in the movie by an actress named Elizabeth Arnois, and the cameo is like literally just something random. She's really close with Hillary Burton, and she was in town filming a different movie, and they're like, hey, just like jump in and be her cousin. I don't know if y'all remember that, but that's a fun. She's a small character from One Tree Hill, but that's like something that's really fun. And I think the fans are going to like that. She wasn't necessarily promoted, like Tyler Hilton and Anton Tanner and all the others were, but it'll be like a fun little Easter egg for real One Tree Hill fans.
Yeah, it's a brilliant move for these networks like Lifetime to capture these fan, the nostalgia of these fan bases to then tie it into what is a quality Christmas movie as well. Dick, I know you had some questions about just. I know you love this kind of stuff. Is there anything you want to ask Cassie specifically?
Yeah, is it based off a true story?
No, it's not. I feel like I'm going to get that a lot. No, I mean...
Well, you're a writer, right? And you're from Lafayette. And, did you ever fall in love? You ever fall in love with the Acadia market or anything?
No, definitely not.
Well,
no.
One part of the show I was wondering is the angle that the main character, I believe his character name is Jack. He had to write a book, and they gave him a plot list. Is that like breaking the fourth wall in the sense of you're acknowledging that these movies have these cliches?
That wasn't the intention, but now that you say it, I feel like that's incredibly accurate. There is a little bit of a checklist of these types of movies. No, I think it was just a plot device that I wanted to use to, as the story unfolds. That's sort of where the drama comes from. So,
well, you tied it in nicely. I'm not going to ruin it at the end because what I love, one of the reasons I like watching movies like this is I watch it with my fiance and we have a lot of fun talking during the movies and figuring it out. And after you watch about 5 of them, you can start seeing patterns and you try to predict. And we both agreed that the end of the movie isn't. It was a lot more heartfelt than the traditional, I would say, Hallmark or Lifetime Christmas movies where they just want to end it and everyone smiles and everyone's going away together. So I will say that the ending's very nice and unique.
Oh, thank you.
Well, but at the very end, that did happen. They did smile and everyone walked away.
Yeah, I wanted to say that. It's literally how the movie's ended.
Well, no, I meant more of they actually they involved the plot list kind of thing, and it went through. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just like, oh, cool, happy holidays. Yeah. But and one thing that I gotta know is we're watching this, and this is typical to any Lifetime or Hallmark movie. Is I was like, I totally get where this guy's coming from. This girl is just insane. And my fiance, of course, was the other way around. Did you write that as an intentional thing? Where Jack's character seems so reasonable to me. What he was doing with the job, writing a book. Why is this going to be? Why do people foresee an issue with this?
Are you saying that the girls are going to relate to the female character and the guys are going to relate to the guy?
I mean, did y'all feel that way?
Well, I watched it by myself.
No, he's a lot more in shape than I am. I could not relate to him at all.
Yeah, that shirtless scene, so Chris. You still got that one in your mind, huh?
And I did enjoy the opening scene with the Christmas party where it didn't seem like they knew anybody at that party, but they were hosting it. And I was like, are they going to talk to anybody else?
I know, right?
But
also, yeah, there's a couple funny things. Those are the kind of things that are out of my control. I was like told I had to. Well, you have to think these movies are filmed in 15 days, if you can believe that.
Yeah, wow.
So there's a lot of stuff I originally had written it where it's like a dinner party. So they're sitting at a table and all their friends are chatting and they're all kind of involved in the plot, you know, the beginning of the plot. But it's just literally money, time and money. You just can't get that many actors, and
you have to introduce,
that's
introduce
part
all
of
the
my
characters.
fascination with these. Is the production angle is how many movies they can churn out and how much money they actually cost at the end. Because the game I like is the actors they choose. Is you actually had in this particular movie you had a daughter mother who Cheryl Ladd and Jordan Ladd. Cheryl used to be the original Charlie's Angels. But I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching it, I thought they were the same person, but she aged. And I was like, I look at Holly and I go, am I missing something real quick?
You know that I actually thought that too.
Both wore a white shirt, and I was like, wait a second, did she
That's
just like
hilarious.
lose 20 years?
You see the younger one in the beginning, and I'm like, wow, Cheryl Lad looks great.
Yes.
That's what I thought. I was like, whoa, man.
And I thought that was
She looks
really
great.
funny, but
Yeah,
because the whole
that's funny.
the movie itself I mean, it's easy to watch, and I did like the small town. You can definitely kind of tell that you wrote some personal things into there because they were too specific.
Yeah.
And it was too much of like, I bet this place really exists.
Does that coffee shop really have the best peppermint mochas or whatever? Is that a real thing?
That's a bar, and it's an awesome bar. So not a coffee shop at all.
What about the golden gumbo pot?
Yeah, I don't think that exists. I don't know.
Because that flew. Because that was one of the things.
It could.
Well, we were talking
I
about
love that. I love that you guys are believing this.
Yeah,
though.
we're all
really
believing.
good.
Well,
you
that's
know?
that's what's so great about the movie magic of this. That when they go start doing the festival, I was like, some of this has to be real. Somewhere like they experienced it and they thought it was
That's
very
just how great of a
unique.
writer she is, man.
And
she brings us to life.
my favorite,
Thanks, guys.
my favorite was one of my favorites was Richie Montgomery, who plays.
Was that the dad?
Yeah, Mr. Baxter. Is that the Baxter?
He's
Is he just
Broussard. He's hilarious.
Is he just a
That
Cajun
is
guy
so
that you
funny.
found like in Lafayette or something?
He
or
sounded.
No, he's not even. This guy's amazing. He's not even from Louisiana. So I think he's from Mississippi, but he lives in LA. Or like he's done a lot of Tarantino movies. Like he's done a lot of those little like fun characters like that. That guy is so funny. Like in real life, he's real nice. He's gonna get work forever.
We had to rewind it because I thought he was drunk. Because I think there was a
That's
scene,
just called being Cajun.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just-
no, that's why I realized that after I rewound it, I was like, oh wait a second, what?
He's reading
And-
The Nightmare Before Christmas. He's like, y'all up in that damn hills, and then I'm the house and the reindeers and the Santa Claus.
Oh man, that was great. But it was you did have a really great cast, and I think the One Tree Hill angle will attract a lot of people, and everyone did. I mean, everyone played there wasn't really a someone that stuck out. Bruce, what's that?
Boxleitner.
Oh,
He's one of my
Boxleitner.
favorite actors, and when I saw him, I was like, what? Why is
one of the coolest guys. So what's cool about these movies is like I feel like the main cast, like the One Tree Hill of all, gets me excited, and then for my parents, they hear Bruce Boxleitner and Cheryl Ladd, and they get excited. And honestly, I'd never heard of either of them, but meeting them, oh my God, they were amazing. Also, they're one of the only actors that read every line exactly as it's written, like recite every line exactly, which is interesting. And I don't have a problem with improving at all, but it's funny to see they really have that old school mentality of like, we say what's written on the page. And also they totally kill it because they're really talented.
Well, I got one important question that has to do with the screenwriting because you did write it. Did you write Tyler Hilton part about the song? Was that like originally what you wanted, or because I just realized I didn't know anything about One Tree Hill, so it's like they've been talking about this Tyler Hilton guy like as if he's a real musician.
Is he a part of One Tree Hill?
He's part of One Tree Hill.
Yeah.
Oh,
and he's
see,
a
I didn't-
legit singer-songwriter. Like that's what his
he's a
stage
musician.
name is. Tyler Hilton.
Oh,
So
I
you
thought
could
he was
buy
just
a
I thought he
CD.
was just a singer. I didn't know he was.
But the
on
way it was written into the movie, I was like, something's up with this. Like, this is because I felt like they were saying, go check them out. You can buy a CD, really legit. Did you write that in, or was that added in?
So yeah, that was not written in at all.
Yeah.
I originally wrote it where Tim was the singer because there's always fun like opportunities. So like maybe they can cast Tim as like a country star, and then Tim could do a song. So they're like, okay, we're not going to do that, but we can get Tyler Hilton. And so I think that's when some of that stuff is like deals. Like some people do things, like the reason why they get such great casts is because a lot of favors are cast in and a lot of, different things. Like if you'll notice, they have family beer throughout the whole thing. If you notice the brand of beer, that's Danielle Ackles' company.
Okay.
And Wix.
So-
Yeah,
Her
who works
and
for
Jensen
Wix?
Ackles.
Who works for Wix.com?
Oh, that's just product placement.
I love that. She's like, and you can have this easy to use website with Wix.com with a free trial for 30 days.
I think that's what's kind of interesting to me because you as a screenwriter, I imagine, especially in let's say the Hollywood sense, you have to be flexible with what people do with what you've written. And besides the Wix deal, like everything else seemed somewhat natural if you weren't paying attention. Because like the Tyler Hilton thing, the only reason I called that out was they talked about at the very beginning about her favorite song being by the specific song name, specific artist.
Was it the same song when they were all dancing in the
Yes.
house?
Yes.
Oh,
And
I
was
missed that
like,
part.
I go, that's way too specific. And of course, they have the record of
Oh, yeah.
this song
Gotta be
because he
vinyl.
plays because
Yeah.
Bruce
Yeah, he's your favorite
Bruce-
actor. He's
Bruce
one of your favorites.
Boxleitner.
Well, he has like a 6-syllable last name. I can only pronounce my last name, and that's it. But right when they played the record, I was like, oh, I bet you can really buy that on a record.
Probably
But-
so, yeah.
But the way they
Out in January.
Oh, there we go. Out in January, coming out.
he actually said that in the movie.
Oh, did he really?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like I was like, man,
Yeah,
he totally signed on to this just to promote his record.
Dude, no doubt, man. Got to do it. Well, Cassie, so what's next for you on the horizon? Are you looking for stuff? Do you have something lined up? Can you talk about what's coming up next for you?
I can't talk about too much. That's why this business is kind of funny that way. I have some things that I'm working on, and hopefully we'll be able to talk about some stuff soon, but I can't talk about it now. Aside from that, I'm really excited. So going back to Wix.
Yeah.
Here
we go.
I'm working. Ready? Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
I actually do really like Wix, so I was fine with that product placement because that's what I'm working on my website right now. So I am really excited. I'm a huge traveler. And so I've been wanting to make my own website for a really long time and to put all my travel itineraries up and then also talk about screenwriting projects and what's been going on. So I'm working on that and I'm going to launch in December, I think. That's kind of what I can talk about.
Did you just plug Wix on our show?
She's getting paid
I'm
like
not
$100
sponsored by
per
Wix, okay?
$100 per media gig.
Lifetime.
Yeah,
Oh,
she gets a free domain name if she plugs Wix in all interviews.
I had a question about your,
Guys, I wish.
I had a question about your other film, Christmas in Tennessee, and
Mhm.
and my only question is Patricia Richardson nice?
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, because I'm a big Home Improvement fan. So I was-
Also hysterical.
yeah,
she's
she
really
seems
funny.
pretty funny. Yeah, I was just curious about that.
Yeah, well, Cassie, what you
She's
don't know is that
tiny.
Chris is
and
like
she's
weird
really
about
funny.
Home Improvement. Like,
Yeah.
he loves Home
I
Improvement.
do, yeah.
No, I got a question about the movie itself. Was the game that he introduced to the family, is that a real game?
Dude, I've played that game. I know that game.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fishbowl.
Yeah, you don't know
It's
Fishbowl?
good.
Well, I'm wondering if that was something that you did, and that's why you wrote it in, or if it was just like, I got to come up with some game.
Yeah.
that I can play.
No, I just thought it was an interesting. It ties into the ending, so I'm not going to spoil the ending, but that's sort of one of the reasons I was like, ooh, that's a good game because it's something very tangible that ties in with the ending, if you know what I mean.
Oh, we do.
Okay, great.
But they don't.
yeah, no, I played that game with my friends and I played it with my family. Not necessarily Christmas specifically, but just that I love that game. It's fun.
We might be a little
Well-
too fixated on the exact plot points happening in Cassie's life.
Like I said, this is an opportunity because
You
these
wrote it, Cassie.
movies-
It has to be true.
Well, another thing that kind of threw me off, if I can't recall as much, is the characters Jason London and
Okay, he was in
Jordan
disguise. I didn't. About 30
But
minutes into the movie, I was
they
like,
had kids, right?
one daughter, I think.
Is it one daughter or is it a boy and a girl? Because
It's a daughter.
you saw one of them and then they just disappeared throughout the movie and then they reappeared.
She was a latchkey child. She
Well,
was.
no, that's what I was like. I was like, is anyone watching this girl? Like, where is she?
Well, Jason London, it took me about 30 minutes into because I like him and some of the stuff. You know, he was right era for me growing up in the movies he was in. And then about 30 minutes into it, I was like, man, I thought he was in this movie. And then I realized that he had like a cool soul patch and was wearing like a hat the whole time. So it took me a while to figure out that was him.
He's in Lafayette, man.
That's a good point. Yeah. And he was playing the guitar, man, playing the guitar around the campfire. Well, Cassie, thank you so much. A Christmas Contract is coming out tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And what about A Christmas in Tennessee? When can people watch that?
That one's going to be Sunday, December 9th.
Sunday, December 9th. And both these are on Lifetime Network, Cassie Doyle. It was cool. We just traded emails a little bit, but to see your name come up on the written by, that was pretty cool. And I'm sure that was really awesome for you and your family. Really excited to talk to you. Whenever your next big thing hits.
I'm ready for it. I want to see Tennessee and I want to talk about that.
Hey, we're going to have to talk. We'll talk about Tennessee here on the show for you as well, Cassie. Give you a little bit more love.
Fun.
And whenever your
I
next
love
thing
that
comes
one.
out, you got to come back on the show when your next project drops. We can talk to you some more.
I already got it. You could do a sequel with Jolie and Jack, and they can be in an open relationship with Hunter Blake's character. Like, I already solved it because I was like, this guy
We made
didn't.
a joke on set. We made a joke. It's going to be called, the second one would be called the Christmas prenup.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, Hunter Burke's character. He didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Except break up with her, I
Yeah,
guess.
he dumped her, and then he got with the vegan. Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorites.
That will not fly
It's
in
like,
Lafayette.
how can we make her a villain as much as possible?
Yeah, make her a vegan.
Let's have her just talk trash about the whole festival in front of the people who created the festival.
Yeah, you want some gumbo? Is it vegan? No. All right.
You don't remember that, though?
Yeah.
She's sitting there trashing the whole festival.
And the whole family was sitting there. It's unfortunate.
Learn some tact, lady. I mean...
Well, Cassie Doyle, everybody, do you want to plug social media or anything? Do you talk about your stuff on anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. You can follow me. I'm big into Instagram. So follow me on Instagram at Cassie Finds, Finds. And you see a lot of travel stuff and a lot of project stuff. So, and I'm also going to be live tweeting tomorrow for the premiere. And my handle is at Cappy Doyle, CappieDoyle.
All right. Well, that'll be great. I have to follow that one to catch the live tweets, kind of see it from the mouth of the writer as it's coming out on screen. Yeah. Cassie, thank you so much. Christmas Contract coming out tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central, and then Christmas in Tennessee on December 9th, all on the Lifetime Network. Thank you so much, and we'll all be watching. Cassie, thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
All right. Well, let's run to break, guys. When we come back, we can do our movie news, and then a little later on the show.
Let's just go through it. Let's go straight through it.
You just want to power through?
Yeah, we got 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. 5 minutes. All right. Well, then we're gonna skip the movie news.
Yeah, just go.
And let's go to our top threes here. Okay. So top three. This is our TV cast. So like we said, One Tree Hill was the prominent cast in the Christmas Contract. So we're gonna do our top three. These are the casts that should be in a Lifetime Christmas movie.
I'm ready for this.
All right. So let's do 3 to 1. Chris, what's your third?
3 was Home Improvement. So we kind of segued in there. Yeah, I'd love to see them get. It will never happen, but it would be cool.
Is your number 2 Last Man Standing?
It is
if
not.
so, this game is over.
It's not. It's not.
All right. Number 3, Home Improvement for Chris. Dick.
Oh, Roseanne.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Okay.
Totally, Roseanne.
The whole cast or
The whole cast.
The whole cast.
Okay.
The whole cast.
Man,
it's all
what-
about forgiveness. I can already write it in my head.
Yeah, that
I
might
can
be a
already
good
have
deal.
everything come
A
around.
Time to Forgive. That could be the
there
title.
you
A Time
go.
to Forgive. 'Tis the season. There we go. Ooh, I like this. That could be one of our made up movies or whatever that game is called that we play. All right, number 3 for me, Arrested Development. I love the cast of
Okay.
Arrested Development, and for me, just to see Tobias and Buster, which I can't, I'm blanking on their real names, not their character names right now. Job, all these characters are so ridiculous. I know they wouldn't play the same version of them, but it would just be hilarious to see their chemistry like in a serious dramatic Lifetime movie versus the other. All right, Chris, what's your number 2?
Number 2 for me is Perfect Strangers, the ABC sitcom from the 80s. I don't think those guys are doing anything right now, so I think they would do
Pretty
it.
available.
Yeah, Mark Lynn Baker and Bronson Pinchot. I'd love to see them get together again.
In fact, Cassie, maybe she needs to write one with them in mind.
Yes,
Yeah, bring that to
yes,
life. These guys are
definitely, yes,
available.
please.
Yeah, Chris would be all in.
I would.
Dick, what you got number 2?
I would do the cast from All That.
Oh, the Variety Nickelodeon
Yeah.
show.
Oh, okay.
That's like SNL for kids. Do you know all that, Chris?
No,
You might be a little old.
I don't know
That's
that.
right in me and Dick's demo right
if
there.
I fall down when
Well,
I'm running,
that's
I
why
probably
I was
am.
trying to think of a show that they were relatively young when they did it. And so if you did reunion of the cast, because no one really knows what any of them look like except a couple.
Dude, Lori Beth Denberg, I wonder what she's up to these
So,
days.
yeah,
She's
that's what I'm
probably
saying, like,
available.
that'd be
Keenan
a-
Thompson was on all that.
Yes, I know Keenan Thompson. I love
And
Keenan
Amanda
Thompson.
Bynes.
Amanda Bynes,
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I don't know. She might be
Yeah.
available.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, number 2 for me. I'm trying to stay in line of what the Lifetime movies are actually doing, and I'm going with The O.C. I think this is the perfect pick. This is a realistic pick for me because this is right in their wheelhouse. Okay, I will defend The O.C. as a great show. Okay, I will defend it till the end as a great show. The O.C. is really good. And
What you say?
yeah, what you say? And that California song, like
I don't
every
know.
time I go to California, I play
I
that
don't
like
know.
as the plane is landing or whatever. California. Chris, okay, number 1.
Number 1 for me, MacGyver.
The original or
yeah,
the new
so
one?
the original MacGyver.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did ask Richard Dean Anderson to be on the show. He lives in Houston. He hasn't gotten back to me yet. But
Oh, I'm sure he's
Yeah,
just waiting
hold
to
on.
reply.
I'd like to
You
see a
mean-
Christmas
You
where
mean Stargates?
yeah,
He lives in Houston?
he does. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Dude, we gotta start spamming him. All right.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I got,
How long ago did you message him and he hasn't responded?
Probably about 6 months ago.
Okay. He's probably getting to it.
Yeah, he's getting to it. He's got a lot of fan mail, so yeah, we'll see.
All right, Dick, what about you?
Oh, my last one?
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be the entire universe of Law and Order.
Oh.
Because
All right.
I think legitimately that
In the Law
one-
and Order universe, do they all it all exists in the same world? All
Yeah.
of those shows, SVU and
Yeah.
whatever, CI and
Because
everything
you can
else?
do that with our CSI.
Okay.
Like either or. Because what I like about it is you can have a lot of fun writing it.
yeah.
Because if you knew what actors who could play what. And there's so many actors and actresses in these shows that it'd be hilarious to get like the plot, the pedophile murderous person who played like a crossover of 6 episodes and have him as like one of the buddies. Because we were like
the slapstick friend.
Yeah.
Oh, Riggins.
Last time I saw him, he was
Hey, if you did CSI, you'd have to get the red-haired guy with the glasses, and like he could, as he was saying, like Christmas lines.
He could play like the clerk at the corner store, and then people would be like, they would totally watch that just to see how many Law and Order nods there are, and I think you could have a lot of fun writing that one.
That would,
because there's probably what
18 million
35 serious actors in all of that series.
Probably.
So if you combine all of them,
I don't know. My grandma would know. She watches all of those. But
so, well, I mean, what is it? SVU's been on for what, like 20 years almost?
You ever hear that John Mulaney joke about Ice-T and SVU? God, that's the funniest thing in the entire world. You have to go look that up.
What's yours?
Number 1, Scrubs. Man, I love Scrubs.
That's so boring, man.
Oh, get out of here. Oh, Law and Order SVU universe. Yeah, Scrubs,
You
dude.
don't think that would be funny if, like, they had some, there's some episodes that are, like, plot-driven by the characters in the murderer, and he's been in, like, 10 episodes?
Yeah, but he's not going to play the murderer in the Christmas show.
Oh, no,
he's just
that's
gonna...
the funny part.
Oh, okay. But who knows all the, like, random murderers from Law and Order SVU? Like, you'd have to be such a super fan for that to really resonate.
How much has been on for so long? Yeah.
Seriously, my grandma and, like, your grandma would be the only ones that would know. Scrubs, okay, had great chemistry. They were fun, but they're also got some serious, there's some serious actors in there, or people who like to play serious roles. I could just see Zach Braff. Can't you see him with his little flowing hair being the love interest?
And a Christmas hat.
Yeah, Christmas with elf ears on.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, 3-1. There it is. Those are the casts that should remake a Christmas movie.
Roseanne would be a success.
If you have one that we didn't talk about, please tweet us at @_ticket stub. And remember, we're live every Thursday on 104.1 and 106.5. 104.5 and 106.1 in the Conroe area, and worldwide on irlonestar.com and Facebook Live. This week we're coming out on a Wednesday, so you can listen to us as you travel or spend time with family. Please tell a friend about the show. Everybody go follow Cassie Doyle and make sure you watch her movies. The Christmas Contract coming out tomorrow.
I recommend it.
Hey, they're good. Tomorrow, Christmas Contract at 7 p.m. and A Christmas in Tennessee on December 9th on the Lifetime Network.
I think you can even do the drinking game to it.
Oh, we should have brought that back. Oh, it's not too late. All right, well, this is the Ticket Stub for Chris, for Dick. My name is Connor, and we're signing off.
This is not a drill.